WBUR Podcast, Boston.
This is Up Next. I'm Tiziana Deering. Today is Quock Walker Day in Massachusetts. In 1781, Quock Walker sued for his freedom in the Commonwealth. A judge ruled in his favor, and that ruling ultimately abolished the practice of slavery here. Massachusetts then became a model for ending slavery across a burgeoning nation. Kelly Carter-Jackson is here to tell us more about this important chapter in our history. She's chair of Africana Studies at Wellesley College. Kelly, welcome.
Hi, happy to be here.
So how does this man, this Quock Walker, come to file a lawsuit that changes history?
Man, so Quock Walker has a really interesting story. He's a man that is born and living in Barre, Massachusetts. His original owner, a man by the name of Cladwell, tells him that when he turns 25, that he will emancipate him or manumit him, which is a fancy way of just saying, I will free you. But one of the things that happens is his master dies. And when his master dies, his wife remarries. And she remarries a man by the name of Nathaniel Jensen. And so with Walker's original owners no longer alive, he's in this precarious position where he's hoping that his new owner, Jensen, will honor this promise to free him. He does not. And so when he does not honor this, Walker runs away. He actually goes to the brothers of his former owner's home and basically asks, will you give me a job? Will you give me shelter? And one of the things that happens is his new owner, Jensen, comes to the brother's home, basically demands his property, demands that Walker returns. They get into a physical altercation, and Walker is assaulted. And it's this entire episode that really leads him to take to the courts to sue on a number of levels. One, to sue for physical assault, but two, to primarily sue for his freedom, to claim his proper emancipation.
So this is fascinating because he does engage in a number of lawsuits and over a couple of years in the 1780s has a lot of victories. But what was fascinating is this emancipation moment in the courts, Kelly, is really about a judge saying, actually you were free all along, meaning in 1780 with this Constitution, the way I read it, you were free.
Yes. The 1780 Massachusetts Constitution says all men are born free and equal. Born free and equal means you cannot be born a slave. You have rights as a person, as a human being. And so to be able to sort of claim this law and to be able to say, no, you're not enslaved. You were born free and you are equal and you have protections leads to the demise of slavery in the state of Massachusetts.
Which then over time becomes a blueprint in other states.
Absolutely.
And it's an interesting tension, Kelly, because in a moment where court cases are looming very large in terms of constitutional interpretation, it is fascinating to me that this one judge was actually able to say, listen, the way I read it, ... And that actually changed legal interpretation and the status of slavery in Massachusetts and eventually the United States.
It goes to show how instrumental the court system is when we think about our rights and our liberties. That same judge could have also said, well, we mean white men, or he could have made some sort of caveat that could have excluded Walker. But he doesn't do this. He says all men means all men. And that becomes really transformative in the way that we're to think about what freedom and liberty should mean and how it should cover every human being.
So if somebody wanted now to learn more about Quock Walker, about this portion of Massachusetts history, where would you direct them?
Oh, man. Okay, I have a soft spot for local historical societies. I have a soft spot for your local public library. And I think in an age where we're inundated with AI, it's all the more important to go and see for yourself these histories and discover them and seek them out as much as you can.
Kelly Carter-Jackson is a professor at Wellesley and co-hosts the podcast This Day, an America 250 history show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.